Hey everyone, this is Will coming back with another stock portfolio update. Now, this isn't going to be like a total update because compared to the last video, I basically have the same amount of money invested as last time, and we'll kind of talk about why that is. Since this is kind of the end of the year, and this will be my last one before I, probably make one in the next year, I'll kind of talk about what my goals are for both these portfolios and talk about some of the news that came out since my last portfolio review. I know I'll be late to the punch on what happened with Robinhood, but kind of where my mindset is and what I'm going to continue to do. So starting off with M1 Finance, again, you can see that, since the last time I deposited, I just kept it up. And that was because of December, buying gifts, having to pay off my credit cards, I didn't have as much money to invest. And at the beginning of the month, I had that extra money, so that's why I was able to deposit $300 here and $300 into Robinhood. So I was able to do it early rather than later. So it works out to be the same because I would have done like 100 and then 100 or whatever it is. So the last time I was doing this, I was literally watching my stock portfolio go down. Like it was just tanking really hard. Obviously, it's since then upturned. And I basically just still have the same holdings in all of them. You can kind of see that they all have their own different little sectors. Activity is kind of the next thing I want to cover. I think since the deposit, I don't know when I updated the video. I think I maybe did it after the deposit, because when was the 6th? Maybe I did it on the 11th. I'll have to look back. But either way, let's kind of go through some of my dividends. Johnson & Johnson paid me 8 cents. Target on the same day at 3 cents. A day later, Main Street Capital paid me 6 cents. A day later, Microsoft, 3M. A day later, Realty Income. Then the next week, Coca-Cola paid me 3 cents. And we'll kind of go over into Robinhood because I have more Coke over there. Estee Lauder Companies, a cent. Next Energy, 9 cents, 2 cents, 5 cents. You can kind of see the trend. The big, in air quotes, the big one is Dominion Energy paying me 29 cents, and then Waste Management finally paying me 3. So I don't know where I was last time, probably around $1, but since the last time I've made like 50 cents. Not a whole lot, but again, this is kind of what I'm going to come back and talk about, that my goal is to start making dollars, so then this auto invest can actually be worthwhile, because right now it's anytime it exceeds $10, it's going to be reinvested, and that's kind of my goal right now with that. Excuse me. But yeah, there's really not much more to go over with this. Not much has changed. I guess to talk about it, like my market gains is $10 and my earned dividends is $5. Why I'm only at $1,009? I guess it's probably adding that on too, but I think there's somewhere that I think my bonds somewhere, like if I go into this, it costs money to have it somewhere. I think that's kind of where some of the money's going from. It's just the fact that I have to pay for those bonds, which is fine though, because again, the reason why you have it in there is just to keep it very consistent. Bonds don't fluctuate as much as the rest of these sectors do. So, and we'll see that as time goes on. I think we'll just cover what my goals are for this and Robinhood after I cover the Robinhood one. So again, I think when we go back to the month, I don't even know. There was like somewhere where it like dipped really hard. I'm trying to figure out. It may have been here. I don't know. But you can see as this month went on, it went up, it went down, and it stayed up. And obviously for Christmas, everything was closed, so not much to really cover that way. Where do I want to? I'm just trying to figure out this online. Whoa, hello, back up. Yeah, it shows where I'm on the wait list, which I haven't updated. There we go. I think it's account. Yeah. So history. So since the last time I had deposits coming up, because I think Marathon Oil just paid me. So I got 40 cents from Kraft, $1.20 from Coke. I got 47 cents from this ETF, and then 7 cents from Prudential. And then I have one coming up from Bank of America for 18 cents. And if I look at my account, I have $9 of buying power. It goes up a lot faster when you actually get bigger chunks, you know, where M1 Finance is so split up. But that's okay. So, oops. But yeah, taking a look at, you know, I think that was the 24th. You know, it didn't do a whole lot, but this is like my all-time graph. You can see that all it does is basically go up, you know, the main trends. I just can't wait till next year. That's when a lot of the compounding is really going to happen. You know, with the dividends that I'm getting, I can then reinvest it, you know, because as it sits right now, I basically have close to $100 of air quotes free money that I've earned since September, which I don't know if it says the date. Yep, September 9th was when I made my first deposit. That was a Monday, so I probably waited till after I got paid to deposit some money. M1 Finance was like a week later, the 16th. Yeah, I waited a whole 1 week later, so not a whole lot different. It's not like this hasn't been as progressive because I waited a week. It's just when I bought these, and I kind of dinked around with this one too long, and if I would have had a properly set up portfolio, I probably would have done a little bit better. But that kind of where I think this is where I'm going to talk about my goals for next year. I do kind of want to aggressively fund this more than I already did this year. I mean, $1,000 to start with in what is it, 4 months. So theoretically, I could do $3,000 a year based on my current spending habits and how much I was able to invest. But getting to this point where I was able to invest so much takes time. And that's something that anyone that's thinking about wanting to do investing needs to realize that it's not going to happen right away. You need to, you know, start slow. Because I did $100. I think I can go back into history. And if I do transfers, yeah, it was 100. It was very consistent. And it wasn't until I got more comfortable and I figured out what I do and don't need, essentially, or, you know, not going out to eat as much or not spending, you know, small amounts on this, then I'm able to do 300, you know, big amounts to really jumpstart it. And that's kind of where I want next year. I want to be my invested money to be at 5,000 in each. It's possible, very much possible, because I guess the thing to consider is I did 1,000 in one and 1,000 in the other. That's $2,000. And I think I could probably cut more out of what I spend. That's at least the idea. I mean, it's always good to set the goals, but I think I can cut out more and aggressively, you know, invest more. The other thing is too, I'm kind of working right now really hard at work to hit my goals. I work at a sales job, and if I can make my sales, you know, quota for this year, then I can make more commission next year, so then I can make more money. It may be an extra $100 a check, but you know, pulling up a calculator, I don't have it under the quick like I used to. You know, oops. Okay, that worked. So 100 times 20. Okay, sorry. I need to stop using my numpad when I'm trying to do the calculator because it stopped my recording again. I did that in the last one when I was using a calculator and it messed me up. Okay, so the point I was trying to make, excuse me, and again, I was listening back trying to figure out where I stopped, and I'm sorry about the dogs barking in the background. I don't even notice them anymore, but please ignore them. So the point I was making is, you know, extra $100 a check would be $2,600. So it's not unrealistic to get to those investing goals that I have for myself. But I will say, you know, $8,000 between the two of them is quite difficult. So that was kind of part one. I'm trying to remember what I just talked about that I wasn't recording. The next piece that I wanted to talk about is, so the other goal that I have then is I have another vehicle. Right now I have two cars. One of them was like my winter one of them was my summer one. I live in Minnesota. We have snow. It sucks. I like snow, but when it comes to wanting a nice car, it's not so cool. So I want to try to sell that this spring. And right now it's valued at about $8,000 on private selling markets. I Kelly Blue booked it. Its trade-in is honestly pitiful, and private party you can get a little bit more. 8,000's reaching for the moon, but that's on like a base like stock Mustang, which is what I drive in the summer. Excuse me, gosh, talking is making my throat sore, but it is okay. I enjoy doing this. But with my modifications that I have on it, I think, in my opinion, makes it a little more valuable. $8,000 I think is pretty realistic. Because I bought it 5.5 years ago for about $12,000, and I've put a couple more thousand into it. I don't even know at this point, so we'll see if I can get at least 8,000. The goal then with that money is, I'm still kind of debating. I obviously want to have like a nest egg savings that if I need to pull funds, I have it really quick. When it came to like putting stuff on my credit cards, and it was a little bit more than what I got paid, I was able to pull from my savings, pay it off, and then replenish it when I got my next check. What I grabbed to soothe my throat because I'm thirsty is Mountain Dew, so that's a real good choice because now I'm going to be burping. And my throat still doesn't feel any better. So the reason why I'm selling it, though, just kind of comes back to, I've gotten a little bit older. It's not that I don't like the car anymore. I still love it. It's really fun to drive. Manual, my first adult purchase. It has a lot of sentimental value. But at this point, it is old now. It's a 2005, and it's not getting any younger. It is a depreciating asset. It is paid off. It no longer has a loan on it. It is $8,000 that I can sell whenever. But as the year goes on, it's going to get less and less. It's not a collector's item at all. And if it does, well, then I lost my gamble. But, just trying to think. Yeah, because since it's a 2005, they now have two newer body styles. And the newer one than mine, the now old one, is also starting to depreciate quite a bit because of the new ones that have come out. So it's just, as new models come out, it's just not going to keep holding its value. So what I can do instead is put this $8,000 here, and instead of me losing $8,000 or losing a percentage each year, I can get 8% in the stock market, or just have assets ready to go, just to, have a savings, I guess, essentially. So then the next part of that was, well, what are you going to do with it? And my initial thought, a couple weeks ago when I was thinking about selling it, was putting it all into M1 Finance. And this is kind of where I said that piece of news came in that Robinhood actually announced of doing fractional shares. So now that kind of puts a whole wrench into my plan. Still haven't decided yet. Basically, to kind of sum this last piece up, is I'm still thinking of putting in M1 Finance, just because I like how I split it up among 50 companies already, and they pay me every day, and I don't know. I think it's really simple to use after seeing someone. I still want to invest in this and do like whole shares of companies, because I think I can, it just works a little bit better that I can maybe find, I don't know if I show, yeah, I can, find a stock that I'm like, oh wow, this is, way below it should be. I can buy it now and hopefully get market gains on it, essentially. So I think that's kind of the plan right now. Again, as the year goes on, once I get closer to selling it, maybe I'll have a more definitive answer of what I want to do. Maybe I might close one of these accounts and just move all the money into one, and just, it's that compound interest thing. Right now I'm splitting my money between two, and that's not as efficient as just putting it in one. So we'll see. We'll see what next year brings. I guess my goal overall then, if I want 5,000, in each of them, where I'm, I guess, putting in $8,000 of my own money outside of the vehicle will be a bonus $8,000 projected. I don't know where I was going. I might close one account and move it all into one, just because it's not as efficient. And then I can have that snowball grow faster. And I think this is a nice, easy way to be able to diversify. I also like this too, so I'm very conflicted. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as that goes. If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Leave a like for making it this far. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on having two different accounts, and if you think that it's a good idea or not. But I mean, doing the math, it doesn't make sense to have two different accounts. But I guess I didn't think about that. But anyway, moving on to then the stock portfolio. Not much has changed, like I said, because I bought these companies however many days ago, and you can see that I've made market gains of 82.50, which is about accurate. It's not totally, but that's all right. I'm really excited to grow this next year. I am super excited. I don't know. That's just a lot of fun. The question that I have been asking myself is, well, how do I figure out this? If I want to buy like another stock of Bank of America, I don't know how to calculate it. I think I might have to be like, all right, so this is what I bought it for originally. This is how many stocks, and I probably just have to dollar cost average. Okay, I'm going to bring up the calculator, and I'm going to not use my numpad keys. But basically, it will be like, I bought it for $25 originally. I bought the next two for $30, and then just divide by 3. There we go. That's my average. So now I'd probably plug that in there. I think that's what I want to do, because there is companies that I want to buy more shares of. I want more Coke. I want more Bank of America. I want more GE. I want more of those companies. I want more Kraft and this and that, but I just was too afraid to have to do the math. But I think that's the way I want to figure it out, or that's the way I'm going to figure it out, because so far it's just been, all right, what new company do I want today? All right, what new company do I want today? Okay, because it's just easier plugging that in than having to do the math. But I think that's the best way to do it, to dollar cost average. I'll have to do some more research before that's for sure what I want to do, because I want this gain loss to be as accurate as possible. And yeah, so we'll see about that. So moving on to this has not changed, the exact same. Again, my personal goal, if I can move over here, is I want my portfolio value at the end of next year, because it hasn't updated yet. I want that to be $5,000. Or depending on if I close one of these two, I'm fairly sure Robinhood might be it. But another thing that's kind of keeping it in the running is, oh shoot, I don't know if I can go back. Okay, well, but the 2% cash uninvested is what they're giving me. If M1 Finance offers that or introduces that, yeah, that's probably worth going. But at the same time, anytime it's over $10, it's reinvested. So I mean, if you think about it, you're getting a better return reinvesting it right away, because you get 10% average growth, 2% inflation, so net 8%. So the net 8% is better than the 2% they're offering. So I guess investing is probably better. But yeah, so that's my goal, is 5,001, or just combine the two into 10,000 by the end of 2020. The car will be bonus money that I will not count, and that's fine. Or I might just leave that as an emergency fund, because I've calculated out, I've looked at my expenses, and if I was unemployed for 6 months, $8,000 is roughly what my expenses are for 6 months. So that would be pretty good too. But we'll see. So hopefully I can get some good income. So by December 2020, they're projecting me to have, 56 cents of average income. Like already in November, I had 52 cents. So clearly I just need to add more months for it to really update properly. But yeah, I have a lot of goals, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. This episode was a little bit shorter, just because the first episode took a long time to explain everything and go over how this is ordered and whatnot. But yeah, and there wasn't any updating. You'll see more updates come January. Also, like, everyone's talking about, oh, my Christmas bonus is so great. My Christmas bonus comes in January, after I don't need it. But it will be really nice to see it. So expect a nice jump in January, just because I got my bonus, essentially. So I think that wraps it up. I really enjoy making these videos, like this video in particular. This has kind of been what I've been working towards for my channel, is just finding something niche that I really enjoyed. Obviously, I do a lot of gaming videos, but this is like something that I enjoy doing. I enjoy watching these videos, so I want to create something that I enjoy, if that makes sense, because I know other people will enjoy it, and there's a market out there for it. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, that is awesome. I cannot thank you guys enough. Expect to see these videos every 2 weeks. These are kind of my specialized video. Every day you'll still see a video posted, whether it's Bloons TD Battles, Call of Duty, League of Legends. I just kind of keep them random, not very consistent on that, but you know, I'll eventually work it where I have a routine set and keep going from there. 2020 is gonna be a big year. Really excited. You know, this necessarily isn't the video to wrap up 2019, but you know, as far as financial goals, I think I have what I want ready to go. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Merry Christmas once again. Happy New Year, and see you guys next year. Bye.